How's it going, everybody? I'm the big guy. I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. There have been none before me, and there'll be none after me. There have been none like me, and there never will be. That means I am the one and only Jake Covey. And welcome to Wrestling Made Simple. We got a Backlash-sized episode for you here this week. First, we're going to start off with the news of the week, of course, followed by your Raw and SmackDown reviews. And then we will have actually a review of the first ever Backlash, followed by predictions for the next Backlash, which is this Sunday. And then, of course, we will have a reading from the Book of Rules. We will then have a drink of the week, followed by, finally, the Battle Droid of the week. And if you follow me on Twitter, you already know who it is. But let's get into it with WWE releasing 10 NXT wrestlers, and apparently more to come. Headlining these wrestlers that have been released: Harland, Dexter Lumis, Dakota Kai, and Malcolm Bivens, with Blair Baldwin, Sanjay George, Draco Anthony, Persia Parada, Raylan Devine, and Mila Milani. I'm sorry if I butchered any names, but Persia Parada, Dexter Lumis, Dakota Kai, Harland, Malcolm Bivens are shocking, ladies and gentlemen. Malcolm Bivens and Dakota Kai have apparently made it known they did not want to re-sign with WWE, so instead of just letting their contracts expire, they decided to release them so that way they could not apparently go perform for the 30-day release clause, I believe it is what for NXT, instead of 60-day. They have a 30-day release clause, which will still not allow them to perform for AEW's Double or Nothing. Yes, Double or Nothing. Yes, it's Double or Nothing. I'm making sure I got the pay-per-view right. So, that will actually may be a hindrance at AEW. We do not know the way they like to snatch up ex-WWE stars. Especially stars like this. Dakota Kai could go anywhere and be a star. Same with Dexter Lumis and Malcolm Bivens. Harland, I'm sad to see go because I feel we were just getting into him with Joe Gacy as a main event player, but apparently this might be the new norm for NXT, as it's going to be more of a developmental, and if they don't feel you are living up to your expectations in the company, you will be released. So that might be a new norm coming forward. Also, apparently expect main roster releases very soon, according to Fightful.com. There have been sources that are indicating that people will be released from the main roster. Another name that has been circulating around is Roderick Strong. He has requested his release, but WWE denied it for right now. So, looks like Roderick Strong might be out of his way of the company and might be going to AEW to reunite with the rest of the Undisputed Era. That might be what's going on right now. But that is just a rumor, and I don't play with rumors. I keep it simple. Next news story. Who does Cody Rhodes blame for the AEW-WWE divide? Apparently he blames himself, as he feels he helped really strengthen the hate between WWE and AEW fans. As he feels like, I feel like the divide exists amongst all different bubbles. And if there is any negativity or a blame, I could put that blame on my shoulders. The last shows I had done before making this WWE return, I was taking fun little pot shots, talking smack, which is what wrestlers do. I think the fan attaches themselves to these statements and forget that we are in the realm of entertainment, but I add to the tribalism, and I can't necessarily get mad with what I see because I caused it. You know, I can never get mad at a man who's admitting his mistakes. And that's why I like Cody Rhodes right now. He's come back to WWE, which I am more of a fan of than AEW. Don't get me wrong, AEW, amazing product. If you watch for that, keep watching. They're a great product, and the people they have wrestling for them are amazing. I will say they have some of the best tag team wrestlers in the world, including Pentagon and his brother Ray Phoenix, who I've watched in Lucha Underground and across the independents. Amazing wrestlers. They are some of the best in the business. I have no problem saying that. So, AEW has some amazing talents, but I will never hold against someone who admits their mistakes. And I think Cody Rhodes has admitted, like, yeah, I fucked up. I shouldn't have really tried to start war. I should have just let people like what they like. So, shout out to Cody Rhodes for that one. And finally, in a little bit of good news, Sonya Deville's 2020 stalking case has been closed. Her stalker has been mandated to a mental health research facility. Hopefully he gets the help he needs and can truly become a benefit to society again and may be able to truly see the error of his ways and be a better person. At least that's what I can hope. Hopefully Sonya Deville is now able to put past this and is able to move forward and enjoy the rest of her life without this ever rearing its ugly head again. And hopefully this just means a sort of closure for Sonya Deville. And that is your news this week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it with the SmackDown review for this week. SmackDown kicked off with an awesome steel cage match between Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. And I felt the rest of the show kind of went downhill a little after this. Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn were both just great, performed perfectly in the steel cage. Drew McIntyre was able to pick up the win. And then he had Happy Corbin come out so he could destroy the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal Trophy, which is funny because he did win it at WrestleMania 32, so that's a little funny one to me, that he wants to destroy it. And he's going to destroy Madcap Moss so he could destroy his own creation. But before he could destroy it, Madcap Moss slipped in the ring under a little disguise, grabbed a sledgehammer, and went to attack Happy Corbin, but Happy Corbin ducked and ran away. This is just setting up to their match at Backlash. After this, we had Ricochet defend his title against Shanky successfully. It was a quick little match. It was good for what it was, which was a good Intercontinental match. Really built Ricochet strong, and apparently is leading to a split between Jinder Mahal and Shanky. Maybe a release for Shanky or Jinder Mahal, but hopefully they stay with the company. We then got basically another Raquel Rodriguez just got like squash match. He was able to defeat Kat Cardoza in a very nice little match. I don't know what her gimmick is. I really hope it's not like people saying what it is, which is just her being a hot Latina. That is what I've read on Twitter. So I'm kind of just trying to decipher what it is. And I think she's got amazing in-ring talent. But if you don't have a good gimmick, man, that's going to really hurt you. Ask Ron Simmons. We then got the contract signing for the unification match at WrestleMania Backlash. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to sign as Roman Reigns came out and attacked RK Bro. RK Bro was able to dispense with the Usos, but Roman Reigns was too much. The numbers game got a hold of them. And then Drew McIntyre came out to even the odds. And it was announced later in the night that it will be the Usos, the Bloodline versus RK Bro and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania Backlash. After this, we got a nice match between Naomi and Shayna Baszler. Naomi was able to pick up the win, which sucks. I thought they were really building Shayna Baszler at this monster women's heel that who could beat her in the women's tag division. It would have been cool to see, but unfortunately, Naomi was able to pick up the win here. But Natalya attacked her afterwards. So, I don't know what this is leading to. It might lead to a women's match at WrestleMania Backlash. It might not. It all depends what WWE is feeling at the moment. We then got the first of a New Day and a Fight Night match of Xavier Woods taking on Ridge Holland. Xavier Woods was able to pick up the win. Then Sheamus challenged Kofi Kingston to a match, and basically Sheamus was able to beat Kofi Kingston, and then Ridge Holland and Sheamus put Xavier Woods through a table, which will lead to a tables match this week on SmackDown. And then finally, to close out your main event for the evening to really build towards WrestleMania Backlash, Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi in a Beat the Clock challenge. Ronda Rousey was able to defeat Shotzi after Shotzi ran around the ring a lot. She was able to defeat Shotzi in a minute 41 after making Shotzi tap out. We then got Charlotte Flair versus Aaliyah. And actually, Aaliyah was able to hold off for a minute 41 seconds. It really was building towards Aaliyah actually having a good little match with Charlotte Flair. She actually fought back. She had a great fight. And she didn't tap out till after the clock rang. If they really wanted to do it, they wouldn't have had her tap out, in my opinion. They should have just had her, of Charlotte, break the hold and just look at the clock of like, holy shit, I lost. That would have been more for Aaliyah than this, in my opinion. But after the match, she decided to attack Drew Gulak again, grab the bell and attack Drew Gulak, saying, we can't do any job right, can you? I don't know where they're going with this Drew Gulak shit, but God, he's taking a lot of pain. So, don't know, but it could be fun. And that was SmackDown this week. They did a very good job of building to Backlash. It should have been the go-home show for this stuff, but I hope they have something more planned for the go-home show. After this, so now let's go to Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Raw kicked off with RK Bro in the ring trying to address the Bloodline. Bloodline comes out and basically leads to a big brawl. RKO's out of nowhere to the Usos, and then Drew McIntyre comes out, starts beating the shit out of Roman Reigns. I'm actually looking forward to this match this Sunday. That actually looks like a really cool match. You think of Kevin Owens and Alpha Academy versus Ezekiel and the Street Profits. I guess the Street Profits are faces again. They built them as heels for a little while. I really hope they don't turn them into the tag team equivalent of the Big Show or Braun Strowman, where it's just heel turn, face turn, heel turn, face turn, heel turn, face turn. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. I don't know. I really don't know anymore. But Kevin Owens and the Alpha Academy were able to pick up the win. Apparently this might lead to an Ezekiel-Kevin Owens match sometime down the line. I really just hope this isn't a blow-off to this feud, because it's actually been fun for Ezekiel and Kevin Owens. I've really enjoyed this. We then got Veer Mahan in another squash match. They're really building Veer as this monster, like destruction. I don't know where they're going with it. I hope it's not a Rusev push to where he doesn't really win anything. He wins one United States Championship or two, was it 2 or 3? 3 United States Championships, and then that's it. I really hope maybe we get a Veer as like a just monster heel who just runs through everybody. It takes a world champion to stop him, you know? I don't know. We then got AJ Styles versus Damian Priest in a very good match, probably one of the matches of the night. AJ Styles and Damian Priest just tore the house down. Had so much fun watching this match. Every move felt like it could have been the finish, and AJ Styles finally winning with a roll-up actually felt right. After AJ Styles won with a roll-up, Edge decided to attack AJ Styles. He signals for Damian Priest to get the chairs, and out of nowhere, Finn Balor's music hits. Finn Balor comes out to make the save to his former Bullet Club member. Edge and Damian Priest go out of the ring. By the way, I forgot to mention, because Damian Priest lost this match, he is barred from ringside from WrestleMania Backlash. So AJ Styles gets a 1-up. And after this, you have AJ Styles and Finn Balor staying in the middle of the ring doing the 2 sweet in the middle of the ring. That was awesome. After this, we got a United States Champion Austin Theory and The Miz versus Mustafa Ali in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Okay match. Didn't really lead to anything. I'm glad to see Mustafa Ali back, and it's clear they're going to build him in a feud with Tommaso Ciampa, which sucks because I would love to see him in a feud with Austin Theory, because I think these guys could really do a good match in a feud. But I feel like there's more to this story to be told. After this match, Ciampa did attack Mustafa Ali again. I'm glad to see Mustafa Ali back. I really am. I really am. It's not a joke. I think that he really adds something to TV. We then got a 24/7 championship match where Nikki Ash actually pinned Dana Brooke to become the new 24/7 champion. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought it was really cool to see that. She is the first woman to actually hold the 24/7 championship, the Women's Tag Team Championship, and the Raw Women's Championship. So think about that one. But Dana Brooke quickly pinned Nikki Ash to get her title back. Reggie tried to pin her. She kicked out and announced she wants a divorce from Reggie. So that marriage did not last long. After this, we got Seth Rollins' Appreciation Night, where he was just going to the crowd just saying, hey, appreciate me. I deserve to be appreciated. But of course, Cody Rhodes came out, hit him with what they call the Cody Cutter, which is basically the move I use in wrestling in WWE 2K22, which I call View to a Kill. It is basically just a cutter from the second rope, except I do it from the top rope. Just wanted to plug that in there. I think it's a really cool finisher. Afterwards, you got Bobby Lashley versus Cedric Alexander. A little bit of Hurt Business feud. Cedric Alexander was unfortunately unable to pick up the win. Bobby Lashley hits a spear, which splits him in half. I was sitting with my buddies, and I looked and I just went, watch this. And we all had the same reaction of just seeing Cedric Alexander just do a flip in midair after getting speared, and we all just went, oh! When he hit the mat, I thought he tore a rotator cuff or something. Great win by Bobby Lashley, set up for Backlash. I was really, I don't know why, I'm suddenly excited for this match. It shouldn't be, but I am. We then got a backstage segment where Doudrop and Nikki Ash have seemed to form a partnership. I don't know what this is, but it gives both women something to do, so hopefully at least it's something. And then finally, your main event of the night has nothing to do with WrestleMania Backlash. Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, and Sonya Deville versus Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, and Asuka. I forgot Asuka. That was the sixth participant. And 6-woman tag team match. Very fun match. Very well worked. These women are clearly talented. The Raw Women's Champion team of the Faces were able to get one up on those dastardly heels to pick up the win. So everybody home happy, but really didn't build in the main event to go home for a Backlash. That's the only problem for me. Good show. I wish they built more to Backlash in the main event. But very good shows this week from WWE. Really enjoyed it. It sucks with their releases, but WWE, besides the releases, have a very good week. And that covers wrestling this week for WWE. Now, let's go in to a classic. It started the Backlash pay-per-view chronologically. This is Backlash 1999. It had a few house matches before, which I will not go into. They were all 1 to 2 minutes. Let's go right to the main card with the Ministry of Darkness, Farouk, Bradshaw, and Mideon with Viscera on the outside versus the Brood in an 11-minute 6-man tag team match. Very fun match. You had the Brood who had really been excommunicated from the Ministry of Darkness at this time. This is right after WrestleMania 15. And they were all fighting each other, basically. The Ministry of Darkness was starting to implode before they revealed the higher power. And it was fun to see it, but at the same time, you're like, okay, this is a bit much. Viscera was able to interfere and help the Ministry pick up the win. Very fun little thing, but it had too much in it to really enjoy. After this, we got a 15-minute hardcore match for a WWF Hardcore Championship. Al Snow was able to defeat Hardcore Holly. Something I want to point out about this match, by the way, is when they lift the ring mat to get a weapon, you will actually see there's a second banner on it that actually has Raw is War, so you could tell they were going to record Raw after this. So the fans were in for a night, and I just find that funny that when you look at it, it actually does say Raw is War under it. Very good match, and shout out to Al Snow and Holly for really being able to tear the house down in this one. After this, we got a train of the Godfather versus Goldust for the Intercontinental Championship with the Blue Meanie at Goldust's side, so that was very cool to see. It was a very weird combination. But the Godfather was able to pick up the win and win the Intercontinental Championship for the first and last time in his career in a 5-minute match. Very fun little match to see. And I really enjoyed, Godfather's work. I think him and Goldust actually had some weird in-ring chemistry that's for some reason worked. I think it was both because they've just worked under so many characters. I just don't get why it should have worked. But it did. And it's one you can actually look at and enjoy. I shouldn't enjoy it, but I did. After this, we got a 10-minute tag team match of the New Age Outlaws versus Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett to determine the new number one contenders for the WWF Tag Team Championships. Very fun match. Enjoyed this. You had the New Age Outlaws really fighting everything that they could do to win this match. New Age Outlaws able to pick up the win for D-Generation X and be your new number one contenders for the WWF Tag Team Championships. Now it's time for one of the most painful moments, I think, in Mick Foley's and the Big Show's career. The Boiler Room Brawl. This match was the poster for Backlash. It was everything about Backlash was building to the Boiler Room Brawl for this match between the Big Show and Mankind. Very fun match, but it actually lives in infamy because the Big Show and Mankind would both get cut up during this match, where the Big Show would grab a glass pane, or Mankind would go grab it, go smash it, and you could hear the ref go, "Wrong one!" Because it was the wrong one. It wasn't sugar glass. He grabbed a real glass, and when he broke it, it actually cut everyone to hell, led to a lot of blood. Basically, the Mankind was able to pick up the win because of that. It should have been a win, but it ended up being a win for Mankind because of the broken glass. After this, you got one of X-Pac's very, I would say, highly under X-Pac. Well, he was X-Pac. I would say this is one of his best matches. Him versus Triple H. After Triple H turns on him at WrestleMania and excommunicates him from D-Generation X, Triple H is able to pick up the win here, but X-Pac, man, he is one of the most underrated performers ever. I got no problem saying Sean Waltman is an amazing performer. Bravo this match. If you're looking for a great Sean Waltman and Triple H match to go watch this one. This is a great Sean Waltman match to go watch. We then get The Undertaker versus Ken Shamrock. Now, the build to this match is more important because this match almost got Ken Shamrock fired from WWE. He actually broke a lot of kayfabe because he called The Undertaker Mark. For those of you who don't know, The Undertaker's real name is Mark Calaway, and in the build to this match, he felt that Mark Calaway was becoming too invested in the gimmick and truly believed himself as The Undertaker. To which Undertaker backstage was like, "Really? You really think that? You think that I've become Satan?" And he would say, "Now listen, Mark, if you want to show up to Backlash for a fight, I'm ready." And that one was a truly stuck with WWE management of, okay, you're not the guy who could be a world champion anymore because of that. I believe that's really what happened in my mind. So that one stuck with me, at least. And following your main event, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock in a no-holds-barred match for a WWF Championship with special guest Shane McMahon as referee. Stone Cold and The Rock, nothing more to be said. Amazing chemistry in the ring. Unbelievable power. When these two were on the card, you were ready for a good fight, and you got that in this match. I can never do a Stone Cold The Rock match justice. Even in their worst matches, they're truly amazing. Great show to go back and watch, in my opinion. Backlash got off right with this pay-per-view. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your Backlash predictions. What I believe is going to happen at 2022 Backlash. Let's see who I think is going to win these matches. You have an I Quit match between Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey for the Women's SmackDown Championship. I don't see Charlotte Flair losing this match. I don't know why, but I also don't see Ronda saying I quit. So look for kind of a screwy finish where Charlotte retains, but Ronda doesn't say I quit. So look for something like that. Then we have Cody Rhodes versus Seth freaking Rollins. You know, they're building Cody Rhodes as this great unstoppable force right now. And the next pay-per-view is Hell in a Cell. Look for Cody Rhodes to lose this match to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is going to win this match because they're going to have one more match inside Hell in a Cell. And I think it's going to be a great match. Then we got the 6-man tag team match of Drew McIntyre and RK Bro versus the Bloodline. Look for RK Bro and Drew McIntyre to pick up the win to kind of break Roman's undefeated streak, but still have him retain and make Drew McIntyre look like a hell of a challenger for the WWE Championship at the UK pay-per-view later on. You think of AJ Styles versus Edge with Damian Priest being banned from ringside? I think Edge is going to win this match, and here's why. I think you're going to have Finn Balor at ringside, and it's going to be revealed that Finn Balor is actually with Edge, and you're going to have Finn Balor there, and you're going to have Rhea Ripley also be revealed as part of Judgment Day, and that's what's going to happen. So look for Edge to win this match. We then got Happy Corbin versus Madcap Moss. Madcap Moss is going to win this match easily, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to be easy for him, but that's my prediction. It's easy. Madcap Moss is going to win this match, no problem, because they're really building him up as a face, and they want people to cheer for him. How better to cheer for him than to get one over on one of the most hated heels ever in Baron Corbin. Simple. Madcap Moss picks up the win. And finally, Bobby Lashley versus Omos with MVP at his side. Look for Omos to win this match so they could build up him as a great monster heel with MVP at his side. And that's all the matches that have been announced for Backlash. Only 6 matches, which could be nice because they will give a lot of time to people. But look for maybe a Women's Tag Team Championship match or a Intercontinental Championship match. Maybe a United States Championship match to be added to one. Like, one of those is going to be added, I think. And those are my Backlash predictions. Keeping it short and sweet this week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move to your WWE Drink of the Week. This week, in honor of Becky Lynch, I'm going with an Ireland iced tea. Very, very comparable to a Long Island iced tea, except more kind of fruity. 1 ounce vodka, 1 ounce rum, 1 ounce gin, 1 ounce tequila, then 1 ounce blue curacao, 1 ounce melon liqueur, and 1.5 ounce of orange juice to give it that green Irish feel, the emerald eyes. Garnish with an orange slice and a cherry. You fill the glass and give it a good shake, and then garnish and make sure to drink responsibly. Do not drink and drive. Do not drink or consume alcohol if you are under 21 in the United States. Make sure to drink responsibly. And that is your WWE Drink of the Week, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're reading from the Book of Rules. Going forward, WrestleMania will be a minimum of 4 hours, as to allow for The Undertaker's entrance. It's still awesome. A reading from the Book of Rules. And now, ladies and gentlemen, finally, at the end of this match, it is time for the Battle Droid of the Week! This should come as no surprise to you. I have said this on Twitter all week since he made the post, since he's been doing this. My Battle Droid of the Week is Ryback. I get, dude, you hate Vince McMahon, you hate this company. To do what you just did on Twitter and go after a man's dead mother, call her a whore, say she deserved to be beaten, say that she deserved to die, say that his family deserves it. The greatest line I ever heard from the Notorious B.I.G. when he was talking about Tupac dying. He said, Jesus, I didn't know how to respond to that. I made a lot of things, but I never wish death on nobody because there's no coming back from that. This is why he'll never be signed to another company. And I honestly hope you don't. Most people, I wish them best of luck in their future endeavors. I don't care what they did to me. I always say, hey, I hope they have nothing but success in everything they try to do. You could be the worst person to me, steal money from me. I don't care. I try to wish you luck because I could try and see something good in you. Ryback, you're just coming from a place of evil, dude. You're just coming from a place of malice and hate that there's no coming back from. So this will be the first and last, I don't know if it's the first time, but it's the last time I'll ever talk about you. I encourage everyone who's listening, anyone in the wrestling community, anyone in wrestling news, blacklist this guy. He likes to get this because he loves, one, to block people, two, to just be that guy who just likes to get comments for hate. So you know what we should do? Let's just stop talking about him. We take away his platform, the guy's going to implode on himself, and he will never be able to hurt anyone again with his comments. That's the best thing we can do, is just say, hey, you know what? Fuck you. Let's never speak again. Let's never let him speak again. He is officially blacklisted. First ever member of my blacklist from Wrestling Made Simple. He could call me and offer me 100,000 views, $1 million to do one episode of his podcast or to be on this podcast. It ain't worth it. It is not worth it to me. To insult a man's dead mother, to insult a man's family, his grandkids, his children, to wish them death, you're not just a Battle Droid of the Week, you're just an asshole. Congratulations, this is the last award you'll ever win in wrestling, dude.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed Backlash this Sunday. I know I'm going to really enjoy this. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a great show because it looks like they're giving time to people in this match. So, I'm excited. Have a great night in wrestling. Have a great week in wrestling. I've been the big guy, and this has been Wrestling Made Simple.